Welcome back to another R-Tac and Daughters. Today we're going to talk about 10mm and the Rock Island Armory 1911 model. This has a full-length guide rod, bull barrel as you can tell, and a full-length frame. It's the 5-inch model. Has adjustable trigger, extended slide stop, ambidextrous safeties, which is something new for me. Adjustable rear sights, 3-dot pattern, 2 white in the back and a fiber optic in the front, which you can change out. That would be orange. Has G10 VZ grips on it, which I like. It does have a somewhat of a magazine well extender on it. Comes with one, well, this is not it, but comes with one 8-round magazine. This is one of the extra ones I picked up. But it'll be blue like this with a base plat on it. With these extended magazine wells here, you'll definitely need a base pad, or you can buy a 10mm mag with out it and then add the magazine pad to it. If you want to save a step, just buy the magazines with the pads that are already attached. This is a Metcard magazine, 10mm. They hold 8 rounds. The model on this is the 1911 A1 FS Tactical 1911 from Rock Island. It has, like I said, a skeletonized hammer, and it has probably about a, that's how much take-up I got. Let's go back to that for a minute. There's your take-up. That's how much take-up. Now you can adjust that here with this set screw, so you can adjust your take-up. But it's got a good average of about 5 pounds of trigger pull. I'd say it's probably right around 4 3/4 of a trigger pound is what I usually measure it at. Magazine release button right there. Extended slide stop and release. Front slide rations, rear slide rations. Pretty good. I like the fact that Rock Island went with the smaller the logo on the pistol. Leaves that big side right there. You know, you used to ride across it, Rock Island Armory or something like that. They put all the information down there on the bottom of the frame here. It's made in the Philippines, imported by Orange Core. There's the other side, so it's got a nice clean slide on it. This was my first foray into 10mm. What brought me to 10mm was a friend of mine had a Glock 20 that has that was in 20mm or 10mm. And I said, well, let me shoot it. I've always wanted to shoot 10mm. So after shooting 200 rounds through it, I realized that I liked a cartridge that I could hit up to 100 yards with it pretty consistently, and I'm a bad shot, so that impressed me. The fact that it had a lot of power, bear hunting, hog hunting with it, which in my area, Tennessee, we got plenty of places to go hog hunting still, and I'm just a rock throw away from Georgia, so plenty of places there to go. But what I didn't like about it was the Glocks. He had a Gen 3. and it wasn't an SF frame, so it had the big, large frame on it. I didn't like the frame on it, and it had a lot of recoil, especially when we were shooting the high buffalo, the big buffalo or buffalo bore ammo, whatever it is. It's in that blue and yellow box. So it had a lot of recoil to it. Not so much when we shooting the SIG 10mm out of it. It didn't have nearly as much recoil. So I thought about that, and I said, I want a full size gun and a steel gun to help take some of that recoil out of it. So I walked in one day at the American Defense, and they had this there. Well, they had the Commander's model, the 4-inch barrel 1911 version there, and it was in 10mm, and it was set up something like this. It wasn't the tactical model, so I had him order me this. Came in, took it to the range. I've shot about 400 rounds out of this, and other than the price of 10mm, it's not cheap to shoot. For fun, I've taken it to one competition and done extremely well with it. It shoots great. It's shooting 410. Shooting 10mm out of this gun is equivalent of shooting 40 or 45 in a 1911. It really tamed the recoil down, even with the big buffalo bore cartridges. They're loaded to the factory standard hot rounds like they were when a 10mm first came out. And I decided that I like 10mm a lot. The only things that I would change on this is I did have to put an extended magazine stop on it, which for a tactical model I didn't understand why I didn't have it. This was the first time I got into a beveled magazine well for a 1911, because my other one doesn't have one, or the other two I've had over the years haven't. First time I've had a 19 rail Picatinny rail on there. First time I've had a full length rail as well. It kind of reminds me of that RoboCop gun with the front, the way it was squared off like that. So that kind of, to me, it attracted me to that. This gun's a lot of fun to shoot. It's really accurate, especially with that bull barrel in there. And you can see you got some copper in the barrel there. Doesn't have the target crown on it, but that's okay. It's got, like I said, got full length guide rod. This thing's heavy, so it's not something you want to carry. It's not a carry gun. Well, you could carry it, but I wouldn't. One of these days I might do it for a week just for the hell of it, because might be overkill and it might be too big, but still, it is a slick looking gun. You got your adjustable sights on it. I really enjoyed shooting this. I recommend. So this is the second Rock Island Armory pistol that I've owned. I own a Baby Rock as well, but this gun here is fun to shoot. I like the ZZ grips, the G10 grips, I guess. They're great. They feel good on this. I might get a set for my other 1911 when I don't carry it for reenacting, because it's a GI model. But yeah, this gun's a lot of fun to shoot, and I'm really impressed with Rock Island Armory's pistols. They're coming out of the Philippines. It looks good. It feels good in the hand. It shoots really good, so I'm surprised. Definitely not going to pay, you're going to pay 3 times as much for a Nighthawk custom gun, and it'll probably have some of the same features, but it's not going to have the trigger like this has got on it. This is a good entry-level, high-end 1911 if you want one, in my opinion. It feels and shoots far better than the Kimber that I had at one time, which I know that's probably going to bring some hate, but hey, the truth is the truth. Either you can find, if you feel comfortable enough with the pistol, you'll shoot it well. If not, then you don't. That's just a fact. Some people will probably grab this and say, "Oh, it's just junk," but no. This thing is nice. It's a good quality. As you can see, no machining lines in it. Looks good all the way around. That's a hold. That's something I took off my other 1911. I've had that on a lot of guns. It's my favorite slide catch. So anyway, it's good shape. This gun's nice. So I recommend it. I'm going to do another one. My buddy bought one on my opinions on this gun. It's a 1911, but it's Cerakoted in like a desert tan color, and I'll do a review on it later. It's in 45 ACP, like a GI model. I believe this is a Series 70 style gun. So anyway, hey, if you hadn't thought about Rock Island Armory, I say give them a chance. I've been happy with both the pistols that I bought from them that are in my inventory, this 10mm and the Baby Rock in 380. So, yeah, Armscore, look them up. They're the one importing these bad boys in. They're cheap. They come in different levels of ranges on what you want. From, I see them as low as $375 for just a generic model of a 1911, all the way up to the top of the line, which I believe this is one of the top of the line models, for around $700. And the features that you get in this versus a Nighthawk or a Wilson Combat or a Dan Wesson type 1911s, you'll find them in this too, and at a third of the price. It kind of makes them hard not to pay attention to them or give them a chance. So yeah, I like it, so I recommend it. So we'll catch you next time, next week when we do another video. We'll be doing some updates to the Glock 43, and then we did some updates to the SIG P320, so they'll come out next too. So we'll catch you guys next time.